Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing the super easy baked chicken recipe, so stay tuned and cook with me. Alright, so first things first, I wash my hands, of course, because if you don't, you're dirty. So wash your hands before starting any type of kitchen prep, always. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my chicken out and go ahead and put it in the bowl. I don't know if this is a weird step to everybody else, but I always grew up in the house washing my chicken before I do any type of seasoning on it. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse the chicken off. Just make sure everything is clean before we get started on the seasoning and the marinating process. I'm then going to set the oven to 400. And I'm gonna go ahead and start seasoning my food. The first seasoning I use is adobo. Just sprinkle it everywhere. I pretty much use any seasoning I want. You use what you want, do what you like, whatever works best for you. These are what works best for me. So now I'm using garlic powder, some black pepper, some poultry seasoning, which is basically like thyme and rosemary, all that good stuff all in one. Also a little bit of paprika, just because I like a little bit of spice on my chicken. I don't do too much, but just enough to where I can like taste the spiciness. Parsley flakes. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure all the chicken is coated in seasoning. Make sure there's like nothing that's not seasoned on it. And I'm gonna take some plastic wrap, cover that up, and right after that, it's gonna go straight into the fridge. Alright, so while the chicken is marinating, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my cutting board and start cutting my onion. My boyfriend doesn't like a lot of onions, so I usually use less than half, but typically I'll use half an onion just for taste. But this time I'm only going to cut a few slices on. You can leave the onion slices long like this, or you can chop them up like I'm about to chop them up. It's all about your preference. Next, I'm going to go ahead and chop my garlic, and oh my goodness, I'm over here struggling to even get this garlic clove broke. This took me so long. I don't know what was going on with this garlic clove, but eventually I will get it together. I use about 3 cloves of garlic because garlic is so good. It complements every meal, so definitely use garlic when making baked chicken. I'm telling you guys, it makes a difference. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add that same garlic into the bowl with the onion, because it's just going to go right on top of the chicken, so it can all go into one bowl. Alright, so next, after 30 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and pull the chicken out of the fridge. And we're going to go ahead and start placing it into our glass tray so it can go into the oven. Now, you don't have to stack your chicken like this, but I do just so I know for sure that the chicken is all evenly cooked through. And this is what it should look like after. Now next, you're gonna want to go ahead and get some foil and put it on top of the chicken. This is a very important step. This makes your chicken so tender and so good. We're gonna place that in the oven on 400 for about 1 hour and 30 minutes. After 1 hour and 30 minutes, your chicken should look somewhat like this. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. I go ahead and get the juice from the bottom and go ahead and put it on the top so that I know the chicken is not dry. I move the chicken around, make sure it's not sticking on the pan. And as you can see, some of the meat is already falling off the bone. I like my chicken a little bit more done, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the oven, but this time, temperature on 450 for about another 30 minutes. And this is what the chicken looks like when it's done, guys. It looks so good. Nice and juicy. I just pour the juice over to make sure that chicken remains nice and juicy on top. It doesn't get any bit of dry. Now I'm going to go ahead and cook my vegetables. I usually use bagged vegetables. It takes 5 minutes. It's super easy. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the cornbread. Everybody makes their cornbread different. I just make mine straight from the box. That's what works for me. But if you guys know any good cornbread recipes, leave them below because I would love to try them out. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and butter my little pan. I just do butter on the bottom, on the sides, just so the cornbread won't stick. A lot of people use Crisco. You can use Crisco, butter, grease, like whatever works for you. Now that is gonna go in the oven as well. Now it's time to feed my little baby. She's starting to eat solids now, so she's working on some broccoli. She's loving her food, she's loving her veggies, and she's just the cutest little thing. Now I'm gonna go ahead and feed her some yogurt. I typically like to feed Zoe before I eat just so I can get her out the way and I can sit down and enjoy my food without having to feed both of us at the same time. So she always gets to eat first no matter what. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw this Uncle Ben's Ready Rice into the microwave. And while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start plating the food. Oh, look, there goes my boyfriend's greedy hand trying to be picky which chicken he wants. This is a super easy meal if you have a small family. It's just 3 of us and only 2 of us really eat real food. So I use prepare small meals that doesn't have too many leftovers because it'll just go to waste. And lastly, we had the cornbread, which came out so good, guys. I usually leave the cornbread in for a little bit longer just to get a little bit brown. but it came out really good. And this is the finished product. This took about 2 hours total, but most of that time was the chicken baking. So the sides literally took about 20 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.